the bar, I'm too persistent. Whipping chrome and no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But a bar with me, that's a body bag. Yo, people fam, always telling them to go and Njies, man, like Njies at MLC Njies, now the building, though. We're back again with another video, fam. Before we get into it, fam, subscribe to the channel. This is second, third, fourth, sixth, seventh time here. You might as well subscribe because you're obviously enjoying the content. And right now we got a top 10. This video, blood, I get it, blood. You know what I'm saying? It's the top 10 for February. I should have done this absolutely time ago, blood. You know what I'm saying, fam? So we're not even going to waste any time, blood. We're here for good vibes, blood. You know what I'm saying? You man listen to the music and them thing there. Some songs I may not be able to play because the video is just going to get fully blocked. But more times, I'm going to be able to play the tunes I choose, fam. You know what I'm saying, blood? And yeah, let's get into the first track, fam. You know what I'm saying? Now this individual, blood, she's associated with a very good artist and a very artist that I've rated at quite a high standard, and that's man like Ambush, blood, you know what I'm saying? Man like BUZZWORLD, ENT, blood, you know what I'm saying? We already know he's played an integral part in certain bangers that he's made, blood, you know what I'm saying? And his sound is very different, he's very unique in them thing there, but he has his own record label, and I mess with a few artists on that record label, blood, you know what I'm saying? Because you have the female that can actually, you know what I'm saying, spit and them thing there, blood. Then you have certain man that are more melodic and them thing there, rap, the kind of drill type of side, you know what I'm saying? So he has a lot of variety in them thing there in his record label, and I mess with a lot of artists that he's actually acquired from, the talent that he's acquired, and this is another one of them, blood, you know what I'm saying? Now she did like a little trilogy of like old school bangers, and this was like the final masterpiece that she did, like a 3-minute song, because the other ones are like 1 minute, you know what I'm saying? 3-minute song, blood, one mic, blood, one of the greatest track in hip-hop history, in music in general, but in hip-hop history, blood, you know what I'm saying? Take a listen to this.
How'd my nanny work 3 jobs, 6 days, 6 nights, 365, most her life that don't. How'd my nanny work 3 jobs, 6 days, 6 nights, 365, most her life that don't. How'd my nanny work 3 jobs, 6 days, 6 nights, 365, most her life that don't sit right. 2 decades later and I still ain't got my shit right. Lessons to unlearn, I'm really fucked up from the inside. This baby boy wanna do my body light, skin tight, but he don't know the half. I barely let him get an inch by my bedside. I wake up then I burn that bitch down like I'm left eye alkaline. When I rise, honey, I ain't sipping fluoride. I walk a straight path, but it's like they up the incline. I guess it's only right because I'm heading to the top.
Listen.
That's an uphill battle with an
Listen, her temperament on this track was ridiculous, and you man know, blood, if you listen to the original version or you just know this song, the song kinda has like a mad type of vibe to it, blood. It kinda like climaxes, blood, then slows down again, then kinda climb, you know what I'm saying? It's kinda like a roller coaster of emotions and them thing there, and her temperament on the track was absolutely perfect. Her tempo, her temperament, whatever you want to call it, was absolutely perfect. She did the thing justice, but you know what I'm saying? Come on, fam, the controlled manner in which she navigated the track, fam. Listen, man. Listen, blood, obviously we all know, blood, you know what I'm saying, there's certain females out there right now in the scene, because when I said when it comes to the female scene, it's looking very healthy, blood. There's some competitors, blood, but man like Madam Molly's name, blood, I don't really hear it like that, fam. I'm just out here producing things like this, blood. Come on now, fam, take a little retake, blood.
OT boss, we've been running through squares, I ain't talking hopscotch. If my Marley brother say it's top notch, then it's top notch. These Jakers want our bloody mug shots and the gang lock, but you know we don't really give a toss, that here's a hand job. Wanker, plug consigns, get it right, break the gang off, but if
You can hear that, blood? Nah! Listen! Nah, she's too cold with it, blood. She's too cold with it, fam. I ain't gonna preview too much of the track, fam. From what you just heard, it should convince you to go listen to that, blood. You know what I'm saying? So swiftly moving on to the next track, fam. You know what I'm saying? Alright, now we got man like Kodak Black, fam. We got man like Kodak Black, blood, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of them artists. You see people like that came from the XXL freshman cypher in like 2015 or whatever, your little Yachties, your Kodak Blacks, blood, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who else was in there, blood? Your little Uzis and them thing there. It's like their whole catalogue isn't really for me, or for like most people in the UK, or most people that are around me in terms of the man them, most of their music isn't for us, blood, but it's like there'll be like 1 or 2 songs in there that I like, blood, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I can rock with this. So this song right here, blood, you may say like, oh yo, this ain't the greatest delivery, blood, you know what I'm saying? His flows might not be like as slick as a certain artist and them thing there, blood, but in terms of the beat that he chose and the temperament that he chose and the tempo that he chose to go at, blood, I enjoyed the track. track, fam, you know what I'm saying? Because Kodak Black, he can actually rap, blood. You know what I'm saying? He can rap, blood, but just because it's the way he slurs his words and talks and everything there, people kind of like write him off, blood, on just the first listen, blood. But I don't rock with his whole catalogue, but there are some gems in there, me can't even lie. There are some gems in there, and he's capable of releasing good music, and this was one of the tracks. I'm gonna play a tiny bit of it. I ain't gonna play too much of it, blood. You know what I'm saying, blood? Because yeah, I might get blocked up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, blood? You might even recognize the little, you know what I'm saying, the sample that he chose to, you know what I mean?
I've been watching it up on the drone. Pull up calculator, aim at his dome. Bustin' right, I can never be wrong. I'ma fight for the love that we on.
And you see the way he's rapping right there, blood.
And I never go the same way home.
You see the way he's rapping right there, blood. Just by the way his tone, they might be like, oh, this guy, nah, man. The way he's slurring his words, the way he may sound, he's from Florida, you know what I'm saying? Got the girls in his mouth and them thing there, blood, you know what I'm saying? It might not appeal to certain people, blood, you know what I'm saying? But I just like the sound of it, blood, you know what I mean? Because I listen to a lot of different music, blood, you know what I mean? I kind of sometimes will listen to a little troll tune or a tune that's not necessarily meant to be like 100% music. They might be trying to take a different route in terms of just making it blow up or whatever, blood. But whatever the type of music is, blood, you know what I'm saying? I might listen to it, blood, you know what I mean? You know, like little like TikTok songs or little tunes that are kind of meant to just be like a joke or whatever. I'll actually rock with them for really, blood, you know what I'm saying? But this, obviously, this is Kodak Black really making his music, but it's not for everyone. And I understand that, blood, you know what I'm saying? But this track right here, it's definitely got to be in there, blood, you know what I'm saying? So that's my number 9. Alright, now this next one, blood, number 8, blood, someone that's very underrated. I can't even lie to you. Anytime I'm trying to get myself hyped up, blood, anytime I'm just trying to be in that mood to kind of give myself some rejuvenation of energy and all of them thing there, I've been listening to this track a lot, blood. Someone that's underrated, someone that still hasn't got his due diligence just yet, blood. He's very cold at what he does in this music thing. He belongs in music. He don't belong anywhere else in any other industry, blood, you know what I'm saying? He's able to come on different vibes and them thing there, blood, you know what I'm saying? He's able to give you the jumpiness. He's able to give you the little heartfelt issue, blood. He's able to give you the wordplay, blood, all at the same quality, blood. It never drops, fam. The guy just been dropping banger after banger after banger. I reacted to this one as well. If you haven't seen my reaction, I'll put it in the description, blood. You know what I'm saying? Check this out, blood. Shout out man like BERNA, blood. 10 times.
It's BERNA. Whips got tins, but the pig still saw me. Street lights, but I'm doing 40. Counted up more than 40. Why you think bro clutch on his 40? Weighs 32, that's 8 from 40. Slim fit a Mary or D squared surely. They talk bad and it bores me. Lost big bro when I was 14. I was in the ride trying to ride with a 15-inch. Ying that with a 1+14. End up dead or in jail. Mummy didn't want that for me.
You see the way he flipped, you see the wordplay. This is supposed to be a jumpy track, but you see how many times he switched 40, 40, 14. Like, come on, man. The guy is cold no matter what he's doing. Whether the song is intended to be wordplay, whether it's intended to just be jumpy, just light-hearted-ish, but just good vibes, no matter the setting that is in, he's always dropping bars on your dome no matter what, fam. And that's what I say when I say the consistency throughout, blood. The guy, listen, the thing's effortless for this guy, man. I don't know why his time hasn't come yet, but he needs to, blood. You know what I'm saying? People really need to recognize, blood. You know what I'm saying? We got some gems in the scene, fam. People just need to open their eye, blood. You know what I'm saying?
Black coat, black boogs, I'm jet black, show respect, act bad man when I tech chat. Dung in a control, tech good, tech that, finesse the Usama tech man. Don't tell me about next man. After she's done, she's on to the next man. Dung in a control, tech good, tech that, finesse the Usama tech man. Don't tell me still want more. Remember the days I was poor, now they say hi when we walk in the store. Pass me the Christian Dior.
Alright, we'll leave it right there, blood. We'll leave it right there, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll leave it right there, blood. You get me? You meant, you know, if that's the first time you're hearing BERNA, blood, just go check out his whole catalogue, fam. I don't really need to tell you, listen to this song or listen to this song. Just listen to his catalogue, fam. You know what I'm saying? Just go choose a random tune, listen to it. You'll be impressed, fam. You know what I'm saying? But that was man like BERNA. Shout out him 10 times, fam. No worry, man. Your time soon come, blood. You know what I'm saying, fam? And yeah, let's get into it, blood. What's this one? 7, blood? Yeah, 7, fam. Now this one right here, number 7, I can't play too much of it, blood, you know what I'm saying, because I tried to react to it, eventually got blocked. But man like NAFE SMALLZ, I've said it before, I've said it many a times, blood. It's like, he gets the numbers, blood, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think he gets the numbers he deserves, blood, you know what I'm saying. I don't think people realize what we have in this scene, because when he first came out, I told you, when he first came out, he came out with a tune with M100, and I thought he was from America, just by like his just appearance, you know what I'm saying. He kind of looks like, you know what I'm saying, one of your futures, you get me, blood, just the way he like carried himself, the way he looked with the dreads and them thing there. Come to find out, he's one of our own blood. And that, bro, that put a smile on my face because the guy is too cold-blooded. He doesn't get the respect that he deserves, basically. I'm not going to say he's underrated or anything like that, but I feel like he should be bigger than what he actually is because the guy is too cold-blooded. Consistency is there, blood. Quality is there throughout, blood. You know what I'm saying? He never drops, man. He never drops. And this one, he released it with little TJ and them thing there, blood. You know what I'm saying? And you know, melody, blood, cold, blood. I'm not going to play too much of it, blood, because I don't want the video to get blocked, blood. You know what I'm saying? But listen to this. Guy's too cold, man. Guy's too cold, blood.
Yeah. Hope I that Bentley with elegant, smoking on medicine. Only the money is relevant, so give her a rush of adrenaline.
That's all I can give. That's all I can give you, man. That's all I can give you, blood. That's literally all I can give you, blood. I can't give you anything more than that, blood. You know what I'm saying? But listen, go listen to that track, fam. You just heard the melodicity that just came into your ears, blood. You know what I'm saying? Now you felt like you were floating on a cloud. You didn't you, blood? You felt like you were floating on a cloud, fam. Cloud 9 and them things there, doing one of these, fam. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to the track, fam. Go listen to the track. Shout out NAFE Small 10 times, fam. You know what I'm saying, blood? And yeah, let's get into the next one. Now this one right here, blood. Listen, this one right here, fam. It's a weird one, blood, because right now the person that you're about to hear, he normally links up with a very well-known artist in the game, and that is Abracadabra. Whenever him and Abracadabra link up, fam, they create an absolute mazzoline, blood. You know what I'm saying? They're indestructible. They've created love tunes for the galley them. They've created conscious tunes, drill tunes, any type of tune you can think of, they've made it together. And whenever they link up, blood, it puts an instant smile on your face because you already know what these men are going to provide, fam. And this Valentine's, normally they release a track together every Valentine's or just individually, but this time they released it individually, which was kind of sad to see because they're a powerhouse when they come together, but you know what I mean? So Abracadabra released his own thing, and then this person that I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, he also released his own thing. Abracadabra, bro, this guy's Abracadabra's versatility is absolutely ridiculous, blood. You know what I'm saying? The guy can jump on any type of vibe, any type of tune, any type of genre, you know, and he will shell it, blood. You know what I'm saying? The guy can rap, he can sing, he can hold a melody, all of them things there. But normally his Valentine's tunes are legendary. This Valentine's Day, blood, I can't lie to you, Abracadabra, I wasn't really feeling it, blood. You know, me can't lie, blood. You know what I'm saying? It's listenable. I can listen to it. But in terms of what this person did, though, was absolutely ridiculous, and I was not expecting it, fam, because you already know Abracadabra has the Valentine's Day unlocked with all ladies in them thing there, blood, the voice, all of them thing. You know what I'm saying? He has it unlocked, blood. But what this guy delivered, fam, yeah, best Valentine's Day tune released, blood, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about throughout, blood, you know what I'm saying? Obviously Popcorn does his thing, you know what I'm saying? I think NAFE SMALLZ might have even dropped a track, but this guy right here, this is the only Valentine's tune that I've constantly had on repeat, blood, you know what I'm saying? And this is why. And listen to the sample as well, blood. You know what I'm saying? The sampling thing obviously going brazy, blood. He did this right, man. He did this right, blood. Shout out KUSH 10 times, fam. You know what I'm saying? Take a listen.
Listen, ain't no questions asked, but I question myself. I don't know, like, why you gotta leave. And things ain't the same, don't want it to change. You meant to be stuck, no Siamese. I won't beg you to stay, but I want you to stay. If you're a bright girl, get up and leave. Guess the time's all done when the love's all blunt. Make it fall like the leaves that fall from the tree. Z, I'm an eye to the public, of course I get plenty of women. In my phone not ringing, when my dog keeps chilling, no time, I don't hang with women. I gotta feel my princess, I'm a man of my word. I'm focused, I be on it consistently. I can be the best, I can be this in my heart.
Listen, fam. Shout out KUSH 10,000 times, but he absolutely, yeah, he murdered that, he murdered that dead, fam. Like, listen, the music thing has been kind of slow this year. I can't even lie to you. Like, the year we came off last year, blood, music, it was up there, blood. This year, I can't lie to you, it's not been great, man. We can't even lie. So when there's a gem that's dropped, blood, it's beautiful to see, man. I can't even lie to you. And KUSH did that, bro. Did that absolute justice. Valentine's Day came, you know what I'm saying? I'm all trying to like listen to tunes and them thing there, but I'm like, yeah, it was kind of just, it was just meaty, blood. Then he drops this. I reacted to it as well, blood. I'll put the reaction in the description. I reacted to this, man. listening to it, I was like, yo, he murdered this one. Like, he outdid everyone, blood. The temperament was perfect. The beat he selected, blood, you know what I'm saying? To go into the sampling route and them thing there. We're not making it too corny, you know what I mean, blood? The video, simple, but effective. Like, bruv, he did everything right, man. And shout out KUSH 10 times, blood, you know what I'm saying? Cold track, blood, you get me? And, yeah, what we're going on to now? 6? I think 6, blood, you know what I mean? Alright, this one right here is special. I can't even lie to you, blood, because this is someone that most people, I'm sure, that are in my field in terms of music critique and reactions would look up to, blood. You know what I'm saying? Man, like Prodworks, shout out Prodworks, shout out Crazy Gang, shout out to the whole of the Who's Got Bars team and them thing there, man, like TP and that, blood. And this is basically a series, kind of like Daily Duppy and all them thing there. He's a YouTuber, but he's also a music producer involved in the music scene. He's multifaceted. He does a lot of things, blood. You know what I'm saying? More than the regular reactionist and them thing there. He has multiple angles and multiple lanes that he has in this industry that we call music, blood. You know what I mean? And this is basically his series that he created, fam. This is season 2, and this particular one that I'm about to play right now, this is the bro, listen, when I talk about wordplay and the gas that was in this when I was reacting to it, blood, it was just like, it's just a breath of fresh air. I don't have a list, blood. Please, God, listen, don't instill that on me, please, I beg. It was a breath of fresh air, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because as I said, the music's been kind of slow this year, blood. So when things like this come out, it's just a beautiful thing to see, man. And like I said, blood, last year, music scene brazy, blood. So it's kind of understand why there was a slowdown. You know what I'm saying? Certain artists that did a mad thing last year, kind of, you know what I'm saying, slowing it down, taking their time with it, blood. You know what I mean? So it's understandable. But yeah, man, this was a big tune, fam. This was a big tune.
And this thing is a O-shaped plate, and I back this blade if a man try angle. Trying to face I hook his mates, and I look this way, that's your whole day shamble. Johnny came close, so I wrecked his angle. Not about fruit if I say lay a mango. Circle the place with a blacked out Rambo too, but an M15 like Shambo. And this beat was made by Warts, but the steel in my waist gonna beat like bangles. Like my names are tagged.
Make a knock like stream like prod by Warts. Then found on the way was an instant reaction. Risky, what was your final thoughts? The streets wanna know, man, who's got bar? Smokey got bar, car guy got sword, and these on the ends got focus forward. I got 2 packs, no shot curse, I dust this skirt from the 5-0 lords.
Listen, they murdered that beat. Absolutely dead, blood. Once again, I did the reaction, so I ain't even really got to say too much, blood. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what this thing is, fam. You know what I mean? Just a little vibes thing, blood. I play you the music and them thing there. We vibe out for a little 2 seconds and then we move with it, blood. You know what I mean? But this one right here, absolutely cold, fam. As I said, breath of fresh air, fam. One of the coldest on the Who's Got Bars series and them thing there. And definitely go check it out, fam. You know what I'm saying? Series still ain't over. Videos come out every Thursday. I think it's like every 2 weeks or whatever, blood. You know what I mean? So yeah, blood. And let's get into the next one, fam. This one right here, off of the exact same platform, off of the exact same series as the previous one and them thing there. And this one right here, it just might be my favorite one of the whole series. I can't even lie to you, but listen, let me just show you, man, fam, because when it comes to me, I always say I listen to a plethora of music, blood. You know what I'm saying? You see on my playlist at the side and them thing there, blood, right over there, blood. You know what I mean? That's on my playlist. And my mellow vibes playlist, that's what I listen to the most, fam. Listen, when it comes to just mellow vibes in general, the type of music, it doesn't matter what genre, as long as it's mellow vibes, as long as you can vibe to it, fam, this is my favorite kind of music to listen to, blood. And D-Rose, blood, he delivered that exact same type of vibe, blood. You know what I'm saying, fam? Listen, filled with bare bangers, blood. You know what I'm saying? Filled with bare bangers, blood. You know what I mean? So this resonated with me, man. It resonated with me, blood. It touched me right here, blood. You know, it touched me right here, fam. The temperament chose, the beat as well. This was the first time I heard Prodworks on a different kind of production, blood. You know what I'm saying? And which everyone was saying, blood. It's kind of where we saw him in a different light. And when someone does something from the first time and they do it at a very high level, blood, you know what I'm saying? It just makes it all more beautiful, blood. You know what I'm saying? We can't even lie, blood. So listen to this one. Man like D-Rose. Most likely my favorite one, blood. And this is why, man. Yeah, the melodicity and the beat and the layers, blood. Different, fam. Come on.
Look, You can hold corn in your boat, get turned into smoke, big man, better step with precaution. Cause no one can stop the commotion once your chosen make their grim reap Olin. Soak that down till his chest plate's broken, no joke thing, when his eyes them closing. Nothing but death ride we're rolling. 3 man squashed in the back, 2 up in the front, so we're eager to catch this kill. But sometime I like do it myself, just me and my postie, nobody else. Bro, so me creep up stealth and decrease elf, now he calls man splinter cell. I learned from nut cases that bust cases and they told man dip the shells.
His temperament on the track once again is ridiculous, blood. And his voice as well. You know when I say people, certain artists, blood, in whichever music scene we're talking about, they're just one of one, blood. You know what I'm saying? You can't replicate them. You can't create replicas, blood. You know what I'm saying? Because just the way they sound, that's just them. They're not putting on or trying to put on an act or a certain type of voice. That's just them, blood. D-Rose is one of them people, blood. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so special, blood. Because he's unique from one of one, blood. You can't replicate him, blood. You know what I'm saying, blood? But listen to a little bit more, though, blood. You know what I'm saying?
Young boy really came up off food. I done stole it, drove it, and sold it. OT, that's a repo move. How they gonna tell me about trap and jug? It's like trying to tell man about lace and shoes. Man wasn't really too happy. I was up see trappy when I should have been.
Listen. And the thing is with this one right here, all the olders that react to it, because when it comes to the reaction game, blood, we have a lot of young people, you know what I'm saying, middle age, and then a lot of older people as well, fam, you know what I'm saying, blood. There's a market for everyone, blood, you know what I mean? And that's what I like about the reaction scene, blood, you know what I'm saying, throughout whichever country we're talking about, there's something for everyone on there, blood. But even the old people really rocked with this one right here, blood, you know what I'm saying, fam? But yeah, man, shout out D-Rose 10 times, fam. Once again, he's another guy. His catalogue isn't as big because he's fairly new, blood, but I ain't gotta say, go listen to this or this or this. Just go to his catalogue, choose a song and be amazed, blood. You know what I'm saying? On to the fourth, blood. On to the fourth. Now this person right here, blood, someone that's just pure good vibes, fam. Ever since they bust onto the scene, blood, they've just been good vibes. No drama, constantly elevating, linking up with legends in their field and them thing there, blood. International collaborations, blood. Someone that was just purely just about their artistry and just about their music, fam, and the evolution has just been around that, blood. So it's all organic and them thing there. So the way she's been ascending, blood, has been very organic, blood, you know what I'm saying, building, what do you call it, a reputation for herself through her music, blood, letting the music speak for herself, not in no drama, blood. Every time you see a constant smile in her face, she's international, people listen to it in Africa, blood, you know what I'm saying, in her own country, worldwide and them thing there, bro. Even England were jamming out to one of her songs when she first came out and them thing there, blood, and she's just constantly been doing her thing on this thing. I listened to this one on the stream, blood, and it was just feel good music, man. It's just music for the soul, blood. That just puts a smile on your face, fam. Once again, I can't really play all of it because it will get blocked, blood. But listen to this, fam. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this. Wait. We got time. Shout out J5, blood. Shout out J5, blood. When I heard him on this, ridiculous, blood. We can't play too much. Hold on.
Pull up another party, yeah. I know what you know.
Yeah, listen, legit, that's all I can play. That's all I can play. That's all I can play. That's all I can play, blood. That's all I can play. I'm sorry, people, blood. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna have to go listen to the tune for yourself, blood. We can't even lie, but that's all I can play, fam. You know what I'm saying? Shout out KOFFEE 10,000 times, fam. Shout out J5 Productions, absolutely brazy. Even the video, blood, visually, fam, it was just good vibes, blood. The sun, fully colourful and them thing there, blood. Good lyrics, blood. You know what I'm saying? You just wanna, you know what I'm saying, catch a wine, fam. You know what I'm saying? Haul a wine and that. You know what I'm saying, blood? Come on now, man. Come on now. Shout out KOFFEE 10,000 times. Her thing is set correct, fam. I don't even need to tell her to do this or that, you know what I'm saying? She don't need that advice, but surely the team that she's got around herself is just beautiful and everything there. And just best advice I can give you, just concentrate on the music, fam. Because just concentrate on the music and let your artistry speak for itself, fam. That's how you've gotten this far and gotten this high at such a short period of time, blood. You know what I'm saying? But people work for years and still like at the stratosphere that she's at, blood. You know what I mean? So let's get into it, blood. Number 3, blood. Oh, bro, the fact that I can't play these tracks fully, blood, is so annoying, blood. But let's get on to the next one. Now hear me out. I understand this would might be controversial. If you know this person, if you know this man, he's not a person that really you should take advice from when it comes to the topic that he's talking on and them thing there. But blood, he's a legend in the game. He has countless tracks. His impact, fam, his influence is absolutely ridiculous, blood. Someone that I don't actually I don't hear his name. I hear his name, and I know people in the UK listen to him for a fact. The guy's worldwide, blood. He's one of the biggest artists ever to ever do, blood, of our generation, blood. You know what I mean? But in terms of just like the people around me, I probably know like one friend that probably listens to this person, blood. You know what I mean? And as I say, his reputation isn't great when it comes to the ladies, when it comes to the females. He's known as like someone that's toxic, someone that doesn't really. He's just messy, blood. He's just a messy human being when it comes to the ladies. And the lyrics as well on this track as well, if you're really listening, fam, you'll be like, Sana, yo, why are you listening to, you're not saying, but blood, his music ability is legendary, blood. I can't even lie to you, fam. The topics that he was talking on and how he was, moving, it was a Valentine's Day track, blood. I don't move how he would move, the way he, navigates, blood, in the land of the women, blood, and the land of the puss. I wouldn't really do that, blood, when it comes to the tuntun, I wouldn't really move like that, fam. That's personally him, blood. So this song isn't me, it's him. But musically, I can respect it, blood. And that's why it's here, fam. So take a listen. Alright, we're gonna break it down a bit.
Valentine's Day, the worst day, got too many to please.
Valentine's is the worst day, got too many to please. Is a player, blood. On Valentine's Day, realistically, you only should have one woman that you're pleasing. Obviously, you can get your mum a present, but mum, happy Valentine's, blood. Not on that kind of vibe, obviously, blood. But just make the woman in your life feel special, blood. Because, but in terms of just your woman, it should be one. He said, Valentine's the worst day, too many to please. He's known to be a player, fam. But he has this girl, that girl, this girl. He's known as what people call trash, blood. Blood. He's a man that people or women would consider trash, blood. You know what I mean? And then you just heard that. Then he said,
Pop a pink pill and put my mind at ease.
Exactly, pop a pink pill and put my mind at ease. The lyrics that he's talking about, I don't agree with. The way he navigates the land of the female gender and them thing there. I wouldn't navigate it like that, but musically, this is a very good song, fam. Shout out Future once again. I can't really, play too much of it and them thing there. So we're just gonna leave it there, blood. Go listen to it for yourself, blood. But musically, artistically, that's a very good track, fam. On to the second. Oh, this isn't even the second. This is the first. This is the first track. This is the first track, people. Alright, places. Now this track right here, it's the best track of February, blood. I mean, according to me, this is my top 10 tracks of February. So of course, I think this is the best of its kind, blood. Now, if you haven't seen my CORDAE album review, YBN CORDAE, blood, go check that one out, blood. You know what I mean? Great video on them thing there, blood. He released that album. I did a top 5, and this track was on it. But he did this track featuring her, which is an artist called Her, blood. H.E.R, blood. Her, and also who's the other artist? I can't remember the other artist. I think it was Lil Durk, if I'm not mistaken, blood. I think it was Lil Durk, blood. But here, he went onto a platform called Colors, blood, where a very artistic, very artistry-based artists go, blood, to express their artistry, blood. And he went on there. Now, keeping in mind, I have never heard him sing before, blood. I have never heard him sing before. So the fact that he was able to come on here and hold these notes and hold his own is ridiculous, because the song that he released with Her, he was the best performing personally, and he's on a track with the actual singer, blood, that does this, blood. And I thought he was the best performing, and then he went to Color Studio and did this, fam. So listen, blood, the melodicity, blood, the artistry, out of this world, man.
Okay, yeah. On this road, and I'm not sure where my heart is. If you left me now, I know how far I regret it. Tell you once and twice that I'm indebted. I can't waste no time, time is precious. Hey, hit a Bellionte for that diamond necklace. Tell me you don't need shit, girl, and I respect it. On the road, too much, shit kinda headed. Telling you what's on my mind, don't use my thoughts as leverage. I've been traveling around these crossroads.
When I was listening to this, once again, I reacted to it. I'll put it in the description, bro. When I was reacting to this, I was gobsmacked, blood. The fact that he was able to produce this right here, blood. This is, once again, someone that's young. He's about my age, fam. Young in the game. Has a lot of influence, linked up with his bruv. He's linked up with Dr. Dre, J. Cole, like, bruv. In the time that he's been in here, his trajectory has been mad, fam. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell that he's about his artistry because he's constantly been, you know what I'm saying, just, you know when just, you know, certain artists will literally lock themselves in a studio and then just concentrate on the music, blood. And then when they've perfected it, just like Kia, he's perfected a certain sound, now he's released it to the world, fam. This right here, the performance was absolutely ridiculous, fam. The performance was absolutely ridiculous, fam. I can't even lie to you. The performance was ridiculous, fam. Take a little more of a listen, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I go as deep as I can, make a shake, and say, love is no miracle, and lust ain't no thing.
Leave it right there, man. We're gonna leave it right there. That was man like KODAK, blood. Once again, fam. He absolutely killed that, man. He absolutely killed that, blood. But listen, man. Once again, another person that's just on the right trajectory, blood. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he needs to accomplish. He knows what he's aiming for, blood. You know what I'm saying? And he's around the right people, blood. You know what I mean? Shout out YB and KODAK 10,000 times, fam. You absolutely killed that, blood. No, that's my top 10 of February. Apologies it took this long, because I'm supposed to do it for every single month, blood. It took me a whole 2 months or a whole month before I got to do it, blood. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm doing the top 10 discoveries of February, and then I'm also doing March as well, blood. You know what I'm saying? That just passed, you know what I'm saying? So expect like 2 other videos, blood. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's been your boy Njies. Top 10 and them thing there, blood. You know what I'm saying? And I'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate you guys for staying, and in a bit, man, I'm gone.
After bar, I'm too persistent. Whipping cool, man, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But for bar with me, that's a body bag. Your mans want smoke, then he leaves with a toe tag. Whole squad hit with a double mag Glock. Got left to the street and the body's getting chucked. Bullets with names and your shit's getting popped. Better be with me and the bag's getting cocked. Still gotta chase the bag, humble. Ain't gotta brag in a league on my own, and my stats getting flagged. Hit me for the feet, got verses in stats. Come through like the queen, gotta pay that tax. Premium, sir.